to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from here, and this has been like a therapy session.
Savannah IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Do I need to say anything more, Ben, from that smile on your face?
Well, no, I'm smiling now. What a night. What an incredible night. Thank you to the fighters, thank you to the partners. Everything lived up to it. Atmosphere was crazy. And you know, the better woman won. Claressa Shields won on the night. She started very, very fast. And it was catch up, but the way Savannah came back into the fight, it was a classic. It was incredible. One of the best fights I've ever seen live. The atmosphere was incredible. Special night for women's boxing. I feel like that was a landmark moment. And I couldn't have asked for anything more. Obviously, devastated for Savannah. She'll come again. I think the rematch has to happen. But yeah, incredible night.
Sometimes when you plan these big events, you just don't know how they're going to go. Both ladies, including actually the chief support, talk the talk. The question is, can you walk the walk and back that up on fight night? And both fighters on both, Savannah, Claressa, Michaela and Alicia, all of them showed up.
It just shows the build-up was crazy. The ring walks, the entertainment, the way they came out, the way they carried themselves, the fight they gave. None of them gave up till the very last second. Particularly Shields Marshall was just a classic, incredible. It's what I wanted to see. And Claressa started really early. I do think that was the difference. I think it was a close fight. Savannah did incredibly well to come back in against a really, really sharp Claressa Shields. She actually looked, and I was thinking in the week, she looks better than she did on September the 10th, and I think she used the time well. But I'd love to see the rematch. It was an incredible fight, best fight in women's boxing, and just unbelievable night for the sport, just what the sport needed. And I think one thing I will say that comes out tonight, just from sitting ringside with Maya Baumgartner as well, there needs to be some sort of change. There needs maybe 3-minute rounds, maybe 12 twos. Some people would argue it wouldn't be as exciting if it went to 3 minutes with Shields Marshall, but then with Maya Baumgartner, I thought Maya nicked it, if I'm honest, but I think it was so hard to call because it was 2-minute rounds. So what a night. I think what it is putting the spotlight on women's boxing about how good it can be. That was incredible. Just to see the O2 sold out like that, the atmosphere, everything, just for women's boxing. Mental. And Savannah Marshall was every bit of that, and deserves a lot of credit for all of that. And that's because of her. But I'd love to see the rematch.
I spoke to Paulie Malignaggi just before the chief support, and I said, how has this taken in America? Are people, because I'm seeing tweets from fighters, Errol Spence, etc., and he goes, everyone's talking about it. This is huge for women's boxing.
Yeah, it seemed that way. ESPN said they'd never seen anything like it. They said the numbers on the fight I was sat next to Todd at ringside. He was showing me it was more than Haney Kambosos, and that's a huge fight in the States. So yeah, I think we changed something. I think the UK changed something for the whole of the sport. I think the US bought into a fight in London. The UK bought in. I think the rematch, because of how much people want it, will probably have to happen in the US, given Claressa won tonight. But yeah, what a night for women's boxing, what a night for boxing, all for the right reasons. Obviously, as I say, devastated for Savannah, but just so delighted with such an unbelievable event, unbelievable sport. I love this sport. And today, that was incredible.
You love it?
Stop it.
Michaela was very, very upset at the end. She didn't want to speak to anybody. She walked out the ring. You said that she was winning the fight. Alicia spoke to her afterwards. She goes, no, I won the fight, and I'm not giving her a rematch, even though it was close and a split decision.
Yeah, I wouldn't if I was Alicia, and fair play to her, because she came in against all odds. And I think to be fair, it was a 50-50 fight, but I think a lot of people thought Maya would just nick it. I think she did just nick it, but it was still a close fight. And yeah, Alicia, I think she's every bit a champion. Why would she? If I was in her shoes, I wouldn't be desperate for a rematch either. Go and unify or whatever you want to do. But I think everyone will come again. It was competitive. Both fights could happen again easily. and that's what you want. You want fighters in their prime going at it, and yeah, a bit of controversy in that fight, 100%, but it is what it is.
How do you bounce forward with this? You had female fighters dancing into the ring, singing songs. Alicia was saying to me she's got the AB vibe, Adrian Broner vibe. You've got drummers, you've got dancers, you've got national anthems. How do you now move forward?
They all felt like they are superstars, but they all felt like superstars. But none of them had any nerves. I couldn't believe it. Like, this was every one of their moments. The way Savannah came into the ring and the crowd was just so loud for her. And then Claressa Shields' ring walk, I've never seen anything like that. That was sick. That was her doing a dance routine on her way out. That is a quote thing to do. And she delivered a class performance. And then Alicia, Michaela coming out with her dance routine and Spice Girls. Yeah, it was proper entertainment. And the women showed how it should be done. I really believe that. And I think every boxing fan, even the ones that haven't bought into women's boxing, would have loved tonight. Fight of the year contender with Shields Marshall as well.
I know you definitely enjoyed the Spice Girls theme, didn't you?
No, fuck me. Not a chance, mate.
Obviously, a historic night goes down in the books now. Moving forward, I think, is it Manchester next?
Manchester next, yeah. Sorry. November the 12th. Dalton Smith, Casey Benjamin, Brad Ray, big step up against Tyler Denny. Fraser Clark, step up as well against Sokolowski. And Tasha Jonas, another huge women's fight to unify against Decare. So another big night, and then November 26th to be announced, big December as well. But just, yeah, unbelievable night for the sport. As I say, thanks to everyone, thanks to the fighters, because they made this happen, and I think it will live long in the memory. First one as well. The last, obviously, Taylor Serrano was MSG, but to do it at the O2 in the UK, that was special.
Just finally, on the fans, I know you were sold out as well today. You told me yesterday that last few tickets left, and you're not going to be able to get any more. So they made a lot of noise, and they all turned up today.
Yeah, there were a lot of people down from the northeast. I think there was an international crowd. There were people from the US in here, obviously people from London, but the noise was incredible. Everyone was just thinking, wow. I think obviously you watched it. I've not seen it back on TV, so I don't know how it came across, but in here it was wild. It was wild, the entertainment and the ring walks and everything that came into the sport. Great for boxing. A lot of learnings that can happen. Hopefully now the governing bodies and everyone looks at it and sees, wow, women's boxing is something, and maybe start to look at longer rounds. I think that is suitable. These are real athletes, and they deserve, the platform, and sometimes it needs the extra round just to see a clear-cut round.
Ben Shalom, IFL TV, thank you very much.
I'm going to share something with you that might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something. Completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.